Diddy hosted what he called freak-offs, parties so brutal that the young men and women would sometimes vomit and pass out from being drugged. They would be beaten, they would be raped.
Welcome back to FAMESHOW Host. Today, we've got an explosive story that's shaking up the celebrity world. And trust me, you do not want to miss a single detail. We're diving into the dark, scandalous, and downright shocking allegations surrounding one of music's most notorious moguls, Diddy, also known as Puffy. Get ready for a wild ride as we explore his infamous parties, chilling testimonies from former insiders, and even a dramatic police raid on his $40 million mansion. Let's get started. The wild, outrageous parties. Imagine being invited to a party where the glitz and glamour you expect quickly turn into something far more sinister. Diddy, known for throwing extravagant events, once hosted what he called freak-off parties, wild, no-holds-barred gatherings where things got out of control. According to testimonies, these parties were so extreme that young guests would sometimes vomit, pass out, or even be beaten. It wasn't just about the luxury or the A-list guest list, it was about creating an atmosphere of chaos and control. Diddy's temperamental persona and the Puffy nickname. Let's talk about the man behind the madness, Diddy. We've all heard the name Puffy, but do you know where it comes from? It turns out that this nickname isn't just a playful moniker, it's a nod to his explosive temper. When Diddy gets angry, he's known to huff and puff, unleashing a fury that many say is far from the controlled image he projects in public. This isn't the behavior of a typical party host. It's the outburst of a man who wields power and influence like few others in the industry. Mounting allegations and legal troubles. The trouble for Diddy isn't just limited to scandalous parties and wild behavior. Lately, his legal troubles have escalated dramatically. Fresh lawsuits are piling up, and new security footage allegedly shows him getting physically aggressive with Cassie. The intensity of these allegations is skyrocketing, and every new piece of evidence only adds more fuel to an already raging fire. Inside stories, shocking testimonies. Now let's get into the nitty-gritty. We've heard from several brave insiders who have come forward to share their experiences, and their stories paint a picture that's both disturbing and hard to ignore. Adria English's testimony. Adria English, who reportedly attended 3 of Diddy's parties, revealed that each event was progressively more dangerous. What started as an exciting celebrity bash quickly turned into a nightmarish experience where the red flags kept mounting. Every time I went to one of his parties, it just got worse, she recalled. Imagine signing up for a glamorous night out, only to be drawn into a vortex of manipulation and abuse. April Lampros's accusation. Then there's April Lampros, a model and actress, who has been one of the loudest voices calling out Diddy. She alleges that Diddy taped her without her consent. In an age where consent is everything, such a violation is utterly reprehensible. April's story isn't just a one-off incident. It speaks to a broader pattern of behavior where boundaries are not respected, and power is misused for personal gain. Rodney Jones's revelations. Rodney Jones, a former associate of Diddy, has also stepped into the spotlight with his own set of revelations. According to Rodney, Diddy's involvement in his career went far beyond mere production or management. It was about control. It wasn't about collaboration, Rodney explained. It was about Diddy calling the shots and manipulating every aspect of my business. His account suggests that working with Diddy could be both suffocating and draining, leaving little room for independent creativity or freedom. Joy Dickerson's story, and let's not forget Joy Dickerson, who bravely shared how Diddy allegedly tried to belittle her and treat her as less than an equal in a professional setting. "He didn't respect me as an equal," she stated. Joy's refusal to be silenced resonates with many who have had similar experiences, and her story adds another layer to the growing chorus of voices accusing Diddy of abuse and manipulation. Each of these testimonies adds to a mounting body of evidence that paints a disturbing picture of power plays and emotional manipulation. When individuals who have worked closely with one of the industry's biggest names speak out, it's impossible to ignore the collective impact of their stories. The Jane Doe case, a deeper, darker allegation. Perhaps the most chilling part of this saga is the Jane Doe case. This isn't your typical he said, she said scenario. It's a case that alleges systematic, long-term abuse by Diddy. The woman behind the pseudonym Jane Doe claims she was subjected to years of emotional, physical, and even legal manipulation. According to her, Diddy used his immense power and influence not only to control, but also to terrorize those around him. Cassie's breakup, the catalyst for a chain reaction. No discussion about this scandal would be complete without mentioning Cassie. The woman whose highly publicized breakup with Diddy in 2018 seems to have triggered a domino effect of revelations. Sources close to Cassie have revealed that her relationship was not only controlling, but emotionally and mentally draining. She described her experience as being trapped in a cycle where Diddy controlled every aspect of her life, from her career to her personal decisions. Behind the glamour, the dark side of the white parties, we all know Diddy's legendary white parties, extravagant, opulent, and the talk of Hollywood. These events were synonymous with luxury, glimmering chandeliers, champagne fountains, and a guest list full of A-list celebrities. But behind all that sparkle, there's a story that many insiders are now reluctant to keep quiet about. The arrest, a dramatic turn of events. Just when it seemed like the scandal couldn't get any deeper, the authorities stepped in. Picture this. Diddy's $40 million mansion, a symbol of opulence and power, suddenly becomes the scene of a full-on police raid. This isn't just a casual visit from law enforcement. It was a meticulously executed raid aimed at finding evidence to back up all the mounting allegations. 50 Cent, the bold challenger. Just when you thought the situation couldn't escalate any further, enter 50 Cent. Known for his no-holds-barred attitude and fearless approach to exposing the truth, 50 Cent has now joined the fray. He's been vocal about his plans to drop a documentary on Netflix that promises to expose every damning detail about Diddy's alleged misdeeds. Recap and final thoughts. Let's take a moment to recap what we've uncovered today. We've journeyed through the wild, outrageous parties where Diddy's events turned from glamorous to downright dangerous. We've seen how his volatile temperament, the very reason behind the nickname Puffy, has defined his public persona, yet now threatens to unravel everything he's built. Extended analysis and audience engagement. Now, let's break this down even further. What does it really mean when a figure like Diddy is accused of turning every aspect of his life, from his wild parties to his business dealings, into a platform for control? The testimonies we've heard paint a picture of a man who wasn't content with just being a successful mogul. Instead, he allegedly used his fame, fortune, and influence as weapons to keep everyone around him in line. Closing remarks. As we wrap up today's deep dive, remember that this story is still unfolding. Every new piece of evidence and every fresh testimony adds another layer to the complex narrative surrounding Diddy's empire. From scandalous parties and manipulative control to legal battles and high-stakes exposés, this saga is far from over. And as the pressure mounts, the entertainment world watches with bated breath to see what comes next. Thank you for sticking with us through this explosive journey into the darker side of celebrity culture. We'll be keeping a close eye on every development, so make sure to hit that notification bell if you haven't already. That's all for today's episode of Fame Show Host. Please like and subscribe for the latest entertainment and celebrity news.